Hello friend, so today's video is on the sixth law in Deepak Chopra's The 7 Spiritual Laws of Success, and today's law is the law of detachment. The sixth spiritual law of success, the law of detachment, says that the way to acquire anything in the universe is to relinquish our attachment to it. So here we're not relinquishing our intentions and desires, but what we are actually relinquishing is our attachment to the outcome. The idea that we know exactly how things should play out. And so anything we want can actually be acquired through detachment, because detachment is based upon an unquestioning belief in the power of the self. When things don't seem to go our way, we can actually let go of the idea that we know how things should be, because we know that in our limited awareness, we can't see all the synchronistic patterns, the harmonious patterns of the universe, of which our intentions are actually just one part. So attachment, on the other hand, implies a doubt. It implies a distrust in not only nature's intelligence, but also its infinite organizing power. So if we can describe detachment as an unwavering belief in the power of the self, then attachment, on the other hand, is of the ego mind. Now, remember, the ego mind is not who you truly are. The ego mind is your running commentary of thoughts on a daily basis in your waking, everyday life. So anything that you are conceptualizing, that voice of I in the head, that is the voice of ego, and the voice of ego is based upon our past conditioning. And the ego is designed for survival. So it's always leaning towards the negative. It is always looking to the past to understand how you survived, and it is designed to keep you in that same past conditioning, because if it worked for you this far and you're not dead yet, then all it wants you to do is to follow that pattern. And so when you are trying to create something outside of your old past conditioning, if you want to create a life of success outside of that past conditioning, the ego is not going to want to take you there at all. It's going to want you to stay in that predictability. And so it's going to, even though you have these intentions and desires, the ego is going to keep on telling you, this is how you're going to fulfill your dreams and desires, through these past ways that you know of that worked in the past, and therefore these are the blueprints that you need to follow in order to get to your future success. But the ego has no idea all of the inner workings of the universe, all of the synchronistic ways in which the universe can bring about your desires through the infinite number of space-time possibilities that it can orchestrate. So your ego may think that it knows everything about how your success is going to come based upon what it's already experienced. So for instance, in your past, how is it that you made money? You rented yourself out to an employer for a weekly wage or something like that. So for your egoic mind may just see getting a job or renting yourself out as a slave to an employer as the only way to actually bring about money for yourself in the future. But the thing is that when we realize that our true self is not our ego, the true self is pure consciousness, is one and the same with the field of all potential, the quantum field from which all possibilities spring, then we know that if we are to limit ourselves to the ego's way of bringing about success, then we're closing the doors to millions of space-time possibilities that could possibly pan out in our manifested reality in order to bring about the success that we want. The truth of the matter is that there are so many ways that success and our desires and our intentions can come to us, But if we limit ourselves to only the ways that the ego knows from past conditioning, then we're closing the doors to so many possibilities. So if we want to free ourselves from the prison of past conditioning and the egoic mind, then what we need to embrace is the wisdom of uncertainty. So he says, without uncertainty, life is just the repetition of outworn memories. There's no evolution in that. And when there is no evolution, there is stagnation, entropy, and decay. So what it really means is that we need to become comfortable with uncertainty. The wisdom of uncertainty is basically saying that we are relinquishing our attachment to how things are supposed to play out because we really don't know in our very finite egoic mind all of the ways that things can come to us. And so when we immerse ourselves into the wisdom of uncertainty, we're basically saying to the universe that we are allowing ourselves to be wide open to all these possibilities, to the infinite number of space-time outcomes that can be orchestrated on our behalf to bring us the manifestation of our desires. So how do we apply the law of attachment when we encounter a problem? So what he says is that we want to stay grounded in the wisdom of uncertainty while we expectantly wait for a solution to emerge. So if we actually remain detached, he says, we won't feel compelled to force solutions on problems. And basically what that does is it enables us to stay alert to opportunities. And then what emerges is going to be something powerful and exciting. So to briefly recap, 3 ways to experience the law of detachment. Number 1, practice detached involvement. He says, stay alert to the opportunity within every problem by letting go of your idea of how things should be. The second way is accept uncertainty as the essential part of your experience. He says, in your willingness to accept uncertainty, solutions will spontaneously appear. And the third way is remain open to all possibilities and enjoy every moment in the journey of your life. All the fun, mystery, and magic in the field of pure potentiality. So I hope you got some value today. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel for the next installment in the series, and have yourself an amazing day.